You just got a raise. Congratulations. You worked hard for it. And the first thought that crosses your mind is finally upgrading that car. 6 months later, you are more stressed about money than you were before the raise ever happened. Your income went up, but your freedom went completely down. That familiar feeling is not random at all. The average new car in America costs $48,841 as of 2025. That is basically a down payment on a house in some states. And the average monthly payment for that new car is $748. Think about that for a second. That is rent for some people. That is groceries for an entire family for a month and then some. The system wants you to think in monthly payments because it hides the real cost of your decisions. You are not buying transportation. You're signing up for 70 months of financial pressure. That is almost 6 years of sending money to a bank for something that loses value every single day you own it. Let me paint you a picture of what this really looks like in practice. Meet Sarah. She is 32, makes $65,000 a year, and just bought a new car because her old one felt embarrassing in her office parking lot. Her payment is $748. Insurance runs her $220 monthly because full coverage costs $2,638 per year on average these days. Gas is around $165 a month. Maintenance and random fees add another $75. She is spending over $1,200 every single month on her car. That is nearly 20% of her take-home pay going to something that will be worth half its value in 5 years. Here is where the psychology gets fascinating. Sarah did not think she was making a bad decision when she signed those papers at the dealership. The dealer showed her the monthly payment, and it seemed reasonable. $74 less than her apartment increase last year. Her brain compared it to other monthly expenses instead of the total cost. This is exactly how the system is designed to work against you. The real damage shows up when you look at what economists call opportunity cost. That $748 a month invested in a retirement account at a conservative 7% return would grow to over $850,000 in 30 years. Sarah is not just paying for a car. She is paying for her future retirement. She is paying for financial freedom she may never actually experience because of this single decision. And here is the kicker. New cars lose 16% of their value the first year alone. By year 5, that $48,000 car is worth about $26,000. Meanwhile, the stock market historically gains around 10% annually. So while her car lost $22,000, that same money invested would have grown by almost the same amount in the opposite direction. The math is brutal when you actually run the numbers and see them side by side. But wait, it gets worse. These are just the obvious costs everyone knows about. The total cost of owning a new car for 15,000 miles comes to $11,577 per year. That breaks down to $965 every single month when you factor in depreciation hitting you invisibly. Hidden expenses like registration, parking, tolls, and financing fees add another $6,894 annually. This is money vanishing from your life that you probably never even tracked properly. Now, here is where the story takes a twist. You might be thinking, this is fine for rich people to talk about, but some of us need reliable transportation just to get to work every day. I hear you, and this is where most financial advice completely fails regular people. The solution is not to never have a car. The solution is to understand the game so you can stop playing by their rules entirely. Financial experts like Dave Ramsey have a simple rule that changes everything. Never have total car value exceed 10% of your annual income. If you make $70,000, your car should be worth $7,000 or less. This sounds extreme until you realize he became a millionaire teaching people exactly this principle. Meanwhile, the average American has $24,000 in auto loan debt right now as we speak. Another approach comes from what they call the 20-4-10 rule. Put 20% down, finance for 4 years maximum, and keep total car costs under 10% of your income. Most Americans violate all 3 of these guidelines on every single car purchase they make throughout their lives. Here is something that will probably surprise you. Used cars are not the compromise most people think they are. A 3 to 5-year-old certified pre-owned vehicle costs around $26,000 compared to $49,000 new. It has already taken the biggest depreciation hit for you. Insurance is cheaper, and the reliability difference is minimal, with modern vehicles lasting well over 100,000 miles easily. Think about that for a second. You could save $23,000 on the purchase price alone. That is 3 years of maxed out retirement contributions. That is an emergency fund that would let you sleep at night. That is options and freedom instead of monthly stress eating away at you. Let me tell you about Jorge. He is 28 and was drowning in $50,000 of debt, mostly from a truck he bought to impress people he did not even like. He sold it, bought a reliable used car for $8,000, and put the difference toward his debt every month. Within 3 years, he was completely debt-free and started investing the money he used to send to the bank. His net worth went from negative $50,000 to positive $40,000 in under 4 years. The brutal truth is that 17% of American drivers have taken second jobs just to afford their vehicles. 12% live paycheck to paycheck specifically because of car payments. These are not people making minimum wage. High earners making over $150,000 are falling behind on auto loans at record rates. The car payment trap does not discriminate based on income at all. Here is where most people get it completely wrong. They think buying a cheaper car means sacrificing quality of life. The opposite is true. Financial stress from car payments actively destroys quality of life. That constant low-level anxiety about money. The inability to say yes to experiences because your budget is locked up in depreciation. The working extra hours just to afford a machine sitting in your driveway. That is the real sacrifice. Some of you live in cities where you might not need a car at all. Public transit saves over $10,000 annually compared to ownership. Car sharing services like Zipcar start at $9 monthly with $10 hourly rentals that include gas and insurance already. People are saving over $1,000 monthly by ditching ownership entirely. For those in rural areas, the math still works if you approach it intentionally. One reliable used car for the family instead of multiple new ones. Carpooling arrangements with coworkers, strategic planning that treats transportation as a tool instead of a status symbol to maintain for others. Your car should serve your life, not consume it. The path forward means understanding that the system profits when you stay financially ignorant. Dealers, banks, and insurance companies all make more money when you buy more car than you need and finance it longer than you should. Once you see this clearly, the spell breaks completely.